Hi, welcome back to my channel. This episode is entitled, Where Were You? Where Were We? As I come to the 38th chapter of the book of Job, I have been excited for this part. Here, God answers Job and any other man who would foolishly question his sovereignty. He tells Job to stand like a man and answer him, to teach him. And as the Spirit is giving me revelation, see this as Job's judgment, as your day of judgment, because we won't have an answer. Therefore, without his mercy, all would fail to see his face in peace. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you know and have understanding. Who determined the measurements of the earth, if you know? Or who stretched the measuring line on it? On what were its foundations fastened, or who laid its cornerstone? God is meticulous, the creator of ingenuity and knowledge. If you recall in the book of Exodus, God gave Moses specific instructions from beginning to end in building his tabernacle, the offerings and materials to be used, the clothing to be worn, the holy anointing oil to be used, those whom he consecrated for the work. Even the sanctification process was among some of the precise commands given. Moses spent 40 days and 40 nights without food and water, being given the spiritual power and ability to understand and maintain all that was instilled in him by God. God is omnipotent. The measurements of the earth are beyond man. The axis that he set the earth on to keep us from plunging into utter chaos cannot be duplicated. Where were we? When the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God, angels, shouted for joy, or who enclosed the sea with doors when it burst forth and went out of the womb? When I made the clouds its garment and thick darkness its swaddling band, and marked for it my appointed boundary and set bars and doors, defining the shorelines, and said, this far you shall come, but no farther, and here your proud waves shall stop. What man was ever known to do this? To command the floods to come? Who commanded the depths of the ocean and all that lies therein? It is God who created the firmament to divide the waters from the waters. The clouds clothe the waters above the earth, separating them from the depths of the water within the earth and under the earth. Where were we? Since your days began, have you ever commanded the morning and caused the dawn to know its place? This question in itself is clearly a no for man, so that light may take hold of the corners of the earth and shake wickedness out of it. The earth is changed like clay into which the seal is pressed. and the things of the earth stand out like a multicolored garment. Their light is withheld from the wicked, and the uplifted arm is broken. This light was created to separate man from evil, to expose wickedness. Let me confirm this 3 times. Number 1, and God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, and God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. Number 2, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever you have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which you have spoken in the ear, in closets, shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. Some will hide layers upon layers of deceit. It will still be revealed. And number 3, do not participate in the worthless and unproductive deeds of darkness, but instead expose them by exemplifying personal integrity, moral courage, and godly character. For it is disgraceful to even mention the things that such practice in secret. But all things become visible when they are exposed by the light of God's precepts. For it is light that makes everything visible. For this reason, he says, awake, sleeper, and arise from the dead, and Christ will shine as dawn upon you and give you light. Light and darkness are not just that, hence the spiritual connotations. This personifies man's mortality and physical limitations. Hast thou entered into the springs of the sea? Or hast thou seen the doors of the shadow of death? Hast thou perceived the breadth of the earth? Declare if thou knowest it all. The impossibility of seeing the doors of the shadow of death and surviving but by God is confirmed here. So I looked, and behold, an ashen pale, greenish gray horse, like a corpse representing death and pestilence. And its rider's name was Death, and Hades, or Hell, the realm of the dead, was following with him. They were given authority and power over a fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword and with famine and with plague, pestilence and disease, and by the wild beasts of the earth. Where were we? Where is the way where light dwells? And as for darkness, where is its place, that you may take it to its territory, and that you may know the paths to its house? You must know, since you were born then, and because you are so extremely old. Have you entered the storehouses of the snow, or have you seen the storehouses of the hail, which I have reserved for the time of trouble, for the day of battle and war? Where is the way that the light is distributed, or the east wind scattered over the earth? Can we as man know or search the origins of any of these things? Can we search the beginnings and the endings, the height and the breadth? Meaning, were we there during any of its origins? Men seem to be under the impression that many things are far off. They are having the mindset of King Hezekiah. But our woes are just beginning. As it is written, pray that your flight from persecution and suffering will not be in winter or on the Sabbath when Jewish laws prohibit travel. For at that time there will be great tribulation, pressure, distress, oppression, such as has not occurred since the beginning of the world until now, nor ever will again. And if those days of tribulation had not been cut short, no human life would be saved. But for the sake of the elect, God's chosen ones, those days will be shortened. Hell is held in reserve, and I will confirm it 4 times. I will then close with why we must stay ready. Number 1, the past confirmed 2 times. First, behold, tomorrow about this time I will cause it to rain a very grievous hail, such as hath not been in Egypt since the foundation thereof, even until now. Secondly, and it came to pass as they fled from before Israel and were in the going down to Betharon, that the Lord cast down great stones from heaven upon them unto Azekah, and they died. They were more which died with hailstones than they whom the children of Israel slew with the sword. Number 2, the warning. And the Lord will make his majestic voice heard, and show the descending of his arm striking in his fierce anger, and in the flame of a devouring fire, in the crashing sound of a heavy rain, cloudburst, and hailstones. Number 3, the future. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent, about 100 pounds. And men blasphemed God because of the hail, for the plague thereof was exceeding great. This is not afar off. It is called revelation for a reason. Let me end with this. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And again, so be alert, give strict attention, be cautious and active in faith, for you do not know which day, whether near or far, your Lord is coming. But understand this, if the head of the house had known what time of night the thief was coming, he would have been on the alert and would not have allowed his house to be broken into. Therefore, you who follow me must also be ready, because the Son of Man is coming at an hour when you do not expect him. Because this is the reality. He who is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. Always coming from a place of love and in truth. And again, I humbly offer you some additional resources as the Lord is bringing them to me. As this prophet has described, given to her by God, so that you may prepare for what is to come. Click the link below. The end times are upon us, and because of my love for the Lord and my family and for you, and the great sorrow that I feel as I see those around me walking in oblivious darkness, I feel compelled to provide Celestial's teachings to you. The links are referenced but inactive on the vlogs, but are available on the blog/podcast pages of my site at BenevolentWoman.com. Please visit Celestial's site, the Master's Voice Prophecy blog. Thank you again.